The camera world is about to change forever, and if you were planning on buying the R5 Mark II or even the Sony A7 or 5, you need to stop what you are doing right now. For years Canon has skipped the number 4 in their lineup, fueled by superstitions and a gap in their professional roadmap, but in 2026 the silence is finally breaking. Welcome back to TechVibe, where today we are uncovering the most disruptive leak in the history of the RF mount. We are talking about the Canon EOS R4, a machine that does not just fill a gap, it creates a whole new category of professional imaging. We have spent weeks gathering every verified leak, sensor specification and internal roadmap detail to bring you the full picture of this upcoming beast. From a staggering 80-megapixel stack sensor to a cooling system that makes overheating a thing of the past, the R4 is designed to be the ultimate powerhouse in the mirrorless market. In this video we are breaking down the revolutionary Quad-Pixel Autofocus, the internal 8K 60 frames per second raw capabilities, and exactly when you can get your hands on one in the US and global markets. If you want to stay ahead of the tech curve, make sure you watch until the very end, because the pricing strategy Canon is planning for this camera will catch everyone off guard. The superstition of the number 4 has been a long-standing tradition in Japanese tech culture, often associated with bad luck. However, Canon is officially moving past the myths to deliver a camera that bridges the massive divide between the high-speed R3 and the ultra-high-resolution R5 series. The heart of the Canon EOS R4 is confirmed to be an 80-megapixel full-frame stacked BSI CMOS sensor. This is not just a bump in resolution. The stacked architecture means the readout speeds are going to be fast enough to virtually eliminate rolling shutter, a feat that usually requires a global shutter or a much lower resolution count. For professional landscape and commercial photographers, 80 megapixels provides medium format levels of detail, but the R4 is not just for stills. This sensor is the first of its kind to allow for such high resolution while maintaining a 25 frame per second burst rate in electronic shutter mode without any lag in the viewfinder. But high resolution is useless if you cannot hit focus, and that is where the R4 introduces Quad-Pixel Autofocus. While dual pixel has been the industry standard for a decade, Quad-Pixel takes it to another dimension. By splitting each pixel into 4 subpixels, the camera can detect phase differences in both horizontal and vertical axes simultaneously. This means that even when you are shooting complex patterns or subjects moving directly toward the lens, the R4 will lock on with mathematical precision. This is combined with the next generation of eye control, AF 2.0. This system, which debuted in the R3, has been rebuilt from the ground up using predictive AI intelligence. The camera does not just follow your eye, it anticipates where your subject is going to move based on deep learning algorithms that recognize birds, vehicles, and human athletes with near-perfect accuracy. Let us talk about the video capabilities, because this is where the EOS R4 truly separates itself from the competition. We are looking at internal 8K 60 frames per second raw recording. Now, we all know the concerns about overheating in high-resolution bodies, but Canon has learned its lesson from previous releases. The R4 features a revolutionary graphene cooling system integrated directly into the chassis. Graphene is known for its incredible thermal conductivity, and by using it to wick heat away from the Digic X processor, Canon is aiming for unlimited recording times in most 8K modes. This makes the R4 a legitimate cinema-grade hybrid. You are also getting 4K up to 120 frames per second with no crop, providing that buttery smooth slow motion that high-end commercial filmmakers demand. In terms of build quality, the R4 is expected to be a tank. It will feature a magnesium alloy body with weather sealing that matches the flagship R1. It is rugged, durable, and built for the most extreme environments, from the dusty plains of a safari to a humid wedding in the tropics. One of the most exciting additions is the 9.4 million dot electronic viewfinder. This EVF is so bright and clear that it mimics the experience of an optical viewfinder, providing zero blackout during high-speed bursts. For the hybrid shooters, the R4 will include a fully articulating touchscreen and dual CF Express Type B card slots to handle the massive data rates of 8K raw video and 80-megapixel raw stills. The Sony A7 or 5 has long been the king of resolution, but its sensor readout is notoriously slow, making it difficult for action or fast-paced video. The Canon EOS R4 solves this by combining that high resolution with a stacked sensor and the speed of the Digic X processor. It effectively takes the best parts of a resolution monster and a sports camera and mashes them together. Additionally, the R4 is rumored to feature 240 megapixel in-camera upscaling. This uses the sensor shift mechanism to capture multiple images and combine them into a single massive file, challenging even the most expensive medium format systems on the market today. This is the definition of versatility for the modern professional who cannot afford to carry 3 different camera bodies to a single shoot. For our viewers in the US and international markets, the roadmap for 2026 is looking incredibly crowded, but the R4 is the clear standout. We are seeing leaks suggest a release window in the third quarter of 2026. This lines it up perfectly for the holiday season and major photography trade shows. As for the price, internal sources suggest Canon is aiming for a highly competitive price point of approximately $4,800. While that is certainly a premium price when you consider that it offers the resolution of the R5 and the speed approaching the R1, it becomes an incredible value proposition for working professionals. The EOS R4 also marks a shift in how Canon views its RF lens ecosystem. With 80 megapixels on tap, the demand for optical perfection is higher than ever. Canon is expected to announce a series of VCM prime lenses alongside the R4. These lenses are designed for silent lightning fast focusing, which is essential to take full advantage of the Quad-Pixel AF system. Whether you are shooting with a 35mm f1.4 or a massive 600mm telephoto, the R4's sensor will push these lenses to their absolute limit. Every detail, from the texture of a bird's feather to the fine threads of a fashion garment, will be rendered with clinical precision. But let us get real about who this camera is actually for. If you are a casual hobbyist, 80 megapixels might be overkill for your storage and your workflow. But if you are a professional wedding photographer who needs to crop in on a candid moment, or a wildlife shooter who needs every bit of detail on a distant subject, the R4 is your dream machine. It is for the filmmaker who needs 8K RAW for future-proofing their content, and the sports photographer who cannot afford to miss a single frame. This is Canon's way of saying they are back on top and they are not playing around with mid-tier specs anymore. They are targeting the premium segment of the market with a tool that makes no compromises. As we look toward the official announcement, the hype surrounding the EOS R4 is reaching a fever pitch. It is the camera that finally breaks the superstition and sets a new benchmark for what a mirrorless hybrid can achieve. We will be tracking every new leak and official update as they happen, so you won't want to miss our upcoming deep dives into the real-world performance tests and sensor comparisons. The 2026 roadmap is officially Canon's year to dominate, and the R4 is the crown jewel of that strategy. It represents a pivot toward a future where resolution and speed are no longer mutually exclusive. That wraps up our exclusive look at the upcoming Canon EOS R4 here on TechVibe. If this camera lives up to even half of these leaked specifications, the competition is going to have a very hard time catching up. What do you think about the 80 megapixel stacked sensor? Is the Quad-Pixel AF enough to make you switch your entire system? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, because we love hearing from our community of tech enthusiasts. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to TechVibe for the most authentic and high-end tech leaks delivered straight to your feed. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you are the first to know when the R4 officially drops. We have a lot more exciting tech news coming your way, so stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video as we continue to explore the future of technology together. Keep your gear ready and your eyes on the horizon, because the best is yet to come. The era of the R4 is almost here, and it is going to be spectacular. In a world where every megapixel counts and every millisecond matters, this camera is the answer to every professional's prayer. We are looking at a future where your creative limits are only defined by your imagination, not your hardware. See you in the next update.